here, coming to you live with a word for all of you today. Don't let the naysayers derail your destiny and steal your victory. That is going to be what we are talking about today. I want to make sure you guys tune in because I believe this is a word in due season that some of you need to hear. In fact, everybody you know needs to hear the share button right now. Share this for a virtual viewing party or watch party with your team, or in the inbox for a friend, whether you're in network marketing, direct sales or not. I believe there's a word in today's message for everybody, and I'm super excited to share it with you guys today. As we get started, let's go ahead and get acquainted. If you don't mind, shout out below who you are and where you're tuning in from. And if it is your first time watching, click a number 1 in the comments because I want to warmly welcome you. And as you introduce yourself, I am going to quickly introduce myself as we get started. Creator of the Network Marketing University that actually works. I teach you how step by step through my online university. We built a $1 billion per year sales team, over 300,000 distributors on our team. You can sign up at Rockstar, but I'm super excited to dive into today's message. I believe a word in due season, and I believe this word is going to bless so many of you guys that are out there today. So we're going to be talking about the naysayers. What do you do when you face them? And how if you're not careful, they really could derail your destiny. That's a big deal, right? Now, many of you guys have heard the story of Moses and the Israelites, right? And by the way, it doesn't matter what your religious affiliation or beliefs are. There's some excellent lessons in leadership that we can learn from this story. And in fact, I'm going to talk to you about how it can relate to all of you today. So I just want to be sure we're all mature, we're all adults. Stay tuned in here, because this will literally be, I believe, life-changing for many of you today. But the story of Joshua and Caleb is actually one of the most powerful and dramatic stories that we hear in the Bible. And there's major lessons, especially major leadership lessons, to be learned from their story. Most of you have heard the story of Moses, but their extension of the story is so incredibly powerful and very much relates to the lesson that we're going to be talking about today. Okay, are you guys excited? I'm excited to share it with you. So basically how it goes is this: a little after the Red Sea parted, and by the way, you know the story that basically Moses what was not necessarily better, right? It was their comfort zone. It was complacency. It feels good. It wasn't best for them. However, it's what they knew. This was a leader that was charged to lead the Israelites out of slavery, out of Egypt, and into their promised land, a land that was flowing with milk and honey. On the way from Exodus through Numbers, there's so many pressures that I believe God permitted in order to build trust in him, right? There was plagues, they were protected. There was a famine, God provides manna from heaven. There was bitter water, tap on the rock, it's made sweet. There was an Egyptian army that was chasing them, and God parts the Red Sea before their very eyes and eradicates their enemy, their army, in front of their very own eyes, protected for, provided along the way.
Into the promised land.
12 spies to explore the land of Canaan. And this was the land that God promised to the Israelites. 10 of the spies reported, we can't go up against them. They go in and they say, we can't go up against these people. They're stronger than we are. This land is going to devour anybody who lives there. We went in, we saw the giants, the descendants. Next to them, we feel like grasshoppers. So basically they go in and, scout out the land and they say, oh my gosh, this is not for us and it's not for you. The interesting thing, Joshua and Caleb, they walked down the same streets, they saw the same land and the same giants, but they actually had a different report. Perhaps they had different perspective. They said, the land we traveled through, it's actually a wonderful land. And if God is pleased with us, surely he's going to bring us safely through, just as he had before. Of course, he's going to do it again. Don't be afraid of the people of the land. They have no protection. God is with us. Now, unfortunately, all of Joshua and Caleb's faith and optimism didn't change the mindset of the community of Israel. They believed the land was unattainable. End of story. You ever see that happen, right, in your own life or other people's lives? And no matter what goes on surrounding them, you see, what I believe that God wanted from the Israelite people was thankfulness, gratefulness, but instead it was like they had temporary amnesia of all of the pressures that came before them and before this season. And every single time when they were protected and provided for, yet every time the giants seemed to be bigger, they wanted to take 2 steps forward, but then they would take 1 step back. They comfort zone. It was complacency. It feels good. It wasn't best for them. However, it's what they knew.
Please, please stop using the Bible as a prop. Please stop using religion in order to recruit for a multi-level marketing company. It's disgusting. Take a deep look within yourself and see what you're doing.